Do you want to know how to teach self-regulation to toddlers? I'm Nicholeen Peck, and I teach parenting, good communication, and child development all over the world through the lens of the principles self-government. And in this video, we're talking about self-regulation for toddlers. I am so excited for this video, especially because my first grandbaby is a toddler and I am watching my daughter teach her self-regulation, and it is so exciting to see how this second generation teaching self-government parent is keying in to when her little toddler, even baby, needs to learn calmness, needs to learn how to accept no answers, and be okay when things don't go her way. I know that does not sound like toddler skills, but it is possible for toddlers to learn the skills of self-government, and that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. So first, I have to tell you about my little Clara. Right now, she's the only grandbaby, so we just all love all of our time with Clara. And just yesterday, she said, "Grandma," for the first time. I was so excited. Anyway, you gotta love the connection with those little toddlers. They're just magical. It's such a special, special time. Well, anyway, my daughter, well, all of my children were raised with self-government. They were raised to know how to follow instructions, accept no answers, accept criticism, accept consequences, disagree appropriately, get calm when you're feeling out of control, self-correct, praise other people, solve problems in a group, in family meetings. They were raised with all of these skills. So to see my daughter now with her daughter, teaching her how to do all the things I taught her and doing it sometimes even better than I did, is just something that feels so sweet. I love seeing what a great mom my Paige is. So I have to tell you the evidence, the proof of this. Now on this channel right now, there are two videos you absolutely must watch if you are watching this video. There's a video with Clara and her mom, and Clara is doing a skill called disagreeing appropriately in her little baby toddler way. And then there's also a video about her getting herself calm. And I think people, when they saw these videos, thought, nah, is this even possible at all? But it totally is. They were completely authentic videos on my daughter's phone that she took on there, and then you see me discussing what's going on. So be sure to go and check those out. But I have to just tell you a little bit about what you will see. So first off, when Clara was just 3 months old, Paige decided, I think I better start teaching her how to be calm. Now, I didn't even teach that to my babies when they were that age, but Paige thought there's no reason she shouldn't. And so she started teaching Clara how to take deep breaths. Clara, at age 3 months, would cry, and Paige and her husband would both pick up Clara's little hand, and they would say, "Take a deep breath, Clara." And they would blow on her hand, deep breath. Because repetition and mimicking are huge for babies, right? By the time Clara was 4 months old, you could just say deep breath. She would stop crying or whatever she was doing and go, at 4 months old. Even I wasn't that great with my children. So impressive. Then by the time she hits about 11 months or so, they are now teaching her with her little baby language how to disagree appropriately, or how to be heard in a way that is a correct, respectful, and calm way. So if she whines, Paige has decided that she's going to have a cue phrase. The cue phrase is, "Oh, Clara, we don't talk like that." Clara then knew to take a deep breath and say, "Mama." How did she know to do this? Because Paige would say at first, "Oh, Clara, we don't talk like that. Take a deep breath." So then Clara knew how to take a deep breath. She knew what that meant. So she'd go, and then she would say, "Mama." And Clara would say, "Mama." And then she would say, "Yes, Clara." And Clara would point to something and use her little sign language for please. And then she would say, "Oh, do you want some water?" And Clara would say, "Ah." And she would say, "Okay, you can have some water." And so she always met her needs every single time. Now I have to tell you the most amazing experience, as well as how to bring some of these components of self-government into your family. But first, do you see that subscribe button? Just click it. Just go ahead, because when you click that button, it opens the door to more videos just like this. Now I have to tell you about an experience I will never forget. Just a few months ago, it was Mother's Day. And me and Grandpa had the baby in our car driving to a family party to go see my sister and my mother, and Paige and her husband were following behind in a different car. Well, when we got Clara to the house, my husband picked her up out of her car seat, and all over his nice white shirt, there was poop because she had a blowout. So that was really yucky. And I was like, oh, don't put her down, hold on. And so we took her in the house. We laid her on the bathroom floor in my sister's house because we don't want to get a mess on somebody else's house, right? And so we had to put her in a place, even though it was cold, where she wouldn't cause a problem for somebody else's stuff. So we lay her down on the floor. It's cold, it's hard, she's uncomfortable, she's got stuff all over her. I lean down, I look at her, and I say, Clara, it's okay. Grandma's here. We're going to take care of this. It's going to be just fine. And she looked up at me and she went, she did it 5 times, 5 deep breaths. And then she just laid there and she said, uh-oh. And that means okay. That's Clara's way of saying okay. I couldn't believe it. I didn't tell her to take the deep breaths, nothing. She just knew she was out of control. And she knew that when I said it was okay, she could trust it. And so she chose to analyze herself and put herself back in control. Boom. Blew my mind. I could not believe that it was possible. I could not. That type of self-regulation has to be trained. So how do you do it? Well, first let's start with the 4 basic skills of self-government. Clara is learning all of the 4 basic skills of self-government. Her disagree appropriately is very basic. It gets better over time. But she knows how to accept a no answer. She knows what a no is. She knows about boundaries. That doesn't mean that she always observes them, okay? So keep that in mind. So you might tell her this is a no answer, this is a boundary. Then she might test it because she's a toddler, right? So then you'd have to say, oh no, that's a no answer. We don't cross over that no answer. She also has a little calm down place, so she has to accept consequences too. She knows how to follow instructions, accept consequences, accept no answers, and disagree appropriately. She also knows how to get calm when she's going out of control. This is because her mother knew these skills. These books, which Clara owns, teach all of the 4 basic skills. In fact, I'll tell you a fun one. This one, Paige Takes the Stage, is about her mom. These are about all of my 4 children, okay? So anyway, she knows these books. She's had these books read to her before. Now she's only 20 months right now. And when that experience happened on Mother's Day, she was 17 months. 17 months. Self-regulating. It's totally possible. But what Paige also knows as a mom is she knows how to correct the problems. So my TSG parenting course is something that Paige actually mentors. So if you've got toddlers and you want to learn all this stuff really well, learn how to correct stuff and troubleshoot things, Paige could be teaching you this stuff before you know it. You just go to teachingselfgovernment.com, you go into the shop, and you find that TSG parenting course. In there are all the skills that the parents also need. Here's the thing. For children, especially toddlers, everything needs to be predictable. That means that they need to know the words you're going to say for a correction, when they would have to go to a little calm down place or earn a little extra chore. That's right, Clara, extra chores. Little toddler, not even 2 years old yet. So you need to know the skills that your child needs to know. That's number 1. You also need to know the skills that you need to know. That's number 2. Then you start with one thing. I'd say start with deep breaths. That's a great one. Teach how to take a deep breath when they're little. Mimic is what you want them to do, okay? So you do the deep breath, they do the deep breath. You say the word deep breath. You learn that. Then you learn how to follow an instruction and accept a no answer. You learn those little skills in the books. Now, if your children are like 3 and 4, Easy peasy, they'll learn these skills so fast. If they're like 1 and 2, it's gonna take a little bit longer. Why? Because their prefrontal cortexes are so small. I mean, they're still small at 3 and 4, but they're really small when they're like 1 and 2, okay? They don't even have all the language yet, but they don't have to know the language to learn the concepts. That's the beautiful thing. So you just teach them the concept, use the same words every time and keep it short and sweet because their prefrontal cortex is small. Then you mimic, you practice, you do it repetitively again and again and again, always using the same words. And then over time, you build it out a little bit more, adding another step to the skill, another step to the skill. And in no time, they will have all of those skills down. They will also not feel anxious or worried about how they will be corrected. Little Clara tells me, calm down, calm down. She points to her little stair where she sits to calm down. That's her calm down place, and she'll tell you about it. She has no problem telling me that that's her calm down place. She accepts that that's where she goes if she's going completely out of control. If you are consistent, if you are calm, then they can learn all the calm too. So that's what I want to give you as a gift for calmness, okay? On my website, I have a Calm Parenting Toolkit. And right now, if you click the link below this video, you can have that Calm Parenting Toolkit for free. So if you go to teachselfgov.com/toolkit, you can have those 10 tools for calmness for free. If you are calm, if you know what to say, if you trust in that toddler's ability to learn and you just keep doing the teaching, pre-teaching, 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 you will be amazed at what is possible. Learn all of it. The sooner the better. If you get the TSG parenting course, you can go back to it again and again. Now the TSG parenting course is different than the Calm Parenting Toolkit. The Calm Parenting Toolkit is a great start for calmness, but to learn all the other skills, you'll need the full course for that. So be sure to just go look there at the teachingselfgovernment.com website, find the Calm Parenting Toolkit, find the course, get going. Your children, your toddler will never remember not self-governing. How beautiful will that be? Click on the link to the toolkit now. I'll see you there.